Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. The Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny of 1940 is a coin that continues to capture the hearts of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the world. Even though millions were minted, some of these coins hold extraordinary stories and breathtaking value. The journey of this coin begins with its design. The obverse side features the enduring profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, facing right. His portrait symbolizes strength, freedom, and unity. Above his head rests the word liberty, a reminder of the ideals that guided the nation through its most trying times. To the left of the portrait sits the motto "I in God we trust," and to the right is the date 1940, anchoring the coin to its place in history. The initials VDB, representing the designer Victor David Brenner, can be found at the base of Lincoln's shoulder. These tiny letters tie the coin back to its origins in 1909. When the Lincoln cent first replaced the Indian head penny dot on the reverse, we see the classic wheat ear design, with two curved stalks of wheat flanking the inscriptions. The words 1 cent and United States of America stand boldly at the center. Above the wheat ears rests the proud motto E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This design is both simple and powerful, capturing the agricultural roots and unity of America. The 1940 wheat penny was struck in the traditional bronze composition of 95% copper, with a small mix of tin and zinc. This gave the coin its warm reddish-brown color that has aged beautifully over the decades. Weighing 3.11 grams and measuring 19 millimeters in diameter, this coin is small in size but enormous in meaning. Each detail tells a story of America in the early 20th century. The year 1940 was a turbulent time globally. World War II was already unfolding in Europe, and though America had not yet entered, the nation was preparing for the possibility of conflict. The penny of that year became a silent witness to these uncertain times. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints all produced 1940 wheat pennies. Philadelphia struck the most, while Denver coins carry a small D mint mark, and San Francisco coins bear the S mint mark. While many of these pennies circulated for decades, a few survived in pristine condition, untouched by wear and preserved as if they were freshly minted. These are the coins collectors dream of finding. Grading plays an enormous role in the value of a 1940 penny. A coin in well-worn condition may only be worth a few cents, but in mint state grades, the value can skyrocket dramatically. Coins graded MS-66 or MS-67 by professional grading services are incredibly rare. Their sharp strikes, glowing luster, and lack of blemishes make them stand out as elite examples. Even rarer are proof coins, specially struck for collectors with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces. These proofs from 1940 are some of the most dazzling Lincoln cents ever produced. But beyond condition, mint errors can turn a 1940 penny into a once-in-a-lifetime find. Collectors are always on the lookout for double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. A double die error, where parts of the lettering or date appear doubled, is one of the most thrilling discoveries in the coin collecting world. On a 1940 penny, such an error is extremely valuable. Another type of error comes in the form of a repunched mint mark. This occurs when the mint mark was struck more than once in slightly different positions, creating a distinct collectible variation. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, are also highly prized. The more dramatic the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Die cracks, lamination errors, and clipped planchets are other fascinating variations that sometimes appear on 1940 wheat pennies, adding uniqueness to each example. It is this unpredictability that makes searching for rare 1940 wheat pennies so exciting. A coin that looks ordinary to one person could be a hidden treasure to another. Collectors often build complete sets of Lincoln wheat pennies, and the 1940 issue plays a key role in bridging the gap between the early years and the wartime steel sense of 1943. Every collector knows the thrill of holding history in their hands, and the 1940 Wheat Penny offers just that. It carries the memory of a nation on the brink of war and the resilience of a people united. Some collectors prefer the rich red-brown tones of uncirculated pennies, while others are drawn to the smooth chocolate-brown finish of older, well-preserved examples. Each coin has its own personality and story. The wheat penny design itself remains iconic. The two simple wheat stalks became a symbol of American heritage, making these coins cherished long after they left circulation. Today, finding a 1940 penny in circulation is rare, but not impossible. However, finding one in perfect condition, or with a rare error, is like discovering a hidden gem in plain sight. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as proof that even the smallest coin can carry the greatest rewards. Collectors cherish these coins not only for their value but also for the stories they tell about America's past, its struggles, and its triumphs. And while many 1940 pennies are common, there are those special examples that stand out, commanding extraordinary prices at auctions and among serious collectors. One such 1940 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been recorded to reach the staggering value of $280,000. Top 2. The Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny of 1950 is more than just a small piece of American currency. It is a time capsule that connects us to the mid-20th century, a period filled with hope, rebuilding, and growth after the challenges of World War II. The obverse side of this coin proudly displays the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. His thoughtful profile has endured for generations, reminding Americans of unity, courage, and leadership. Above Lincoln's head shines the familiar motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that stands as a pillar of American identity. To the left sits the word liberty, symbolizing freedom, while to the right is the date 1950, marking the coin's birth year. Beneath Lincoln's shoulder rests the small but significant initials VDB. These letters connect the coin to its creator, ensuring Brenner's artistry and vision remain forever tied to the legacy of the penny. Turning the coin over reveals the famous wheat ears on the reverse side. Two strong stalks of wheat frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, representing both the nation's agricultural roots and its enduring strength. Above this simple but powerful design rests the phrase E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This motto captures the unity of the nation during a period of growth and recovery. The 1950 penny was minted in 3 different locations. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint placed a small D beneath the date, and the San Francisco Mint marked its coins with an S. Each mint contributed millions of pennies. But despite the high numbers, finding pristine examples of the 1950 wheat penny is far more difficult than one might think. Time and circulation have taken their toll. The coin was struck in the traditional bronze composition, 95% copper with a mix of tin and zinc. This gives it a reddish-brown color that changes beautifully over the decades. 19 millimeters in diameter, and weighing just over 3 grams, this small coin is easy to overlook, yet it carries with it enormous historical and collectible importance. The year 1950 was a fascinating time in American history. The country was enjoying post-war prosperity, new suburbs were forming, and consumer culture was booming. Each penny from this year passed through the hands of people building a new chapter in America's story. While many 1950 pennies circulated heavily, some were preserved carefully, never spending a single day in a pocket or cash register. These are the coins collectors prize most. Condition is everything in numismatics. A heavily worn penny might only be worth its face value, but an uncirculated 1950 penny with blazing luster can fetch extraordinary amounts. Coins graded by professionals at MS 66 or higher are especially scarce. Their sharp details, brilliant color, and clean surfaces make them the crown jewels of any Lincoln cent collection. The San Francisco and Denver issues can sometimes bring premium values, especially in high grades, as their production numbers were lower compared to Philadelphia. But what really excites collectors are the rare errors. A 1950 penny with a doubled die, where the date or lettering appears doubled, becomes an instant treasure. Repunched mint marks, where the D or S was struck more than once, create varieties that collectors eagerly chase. These tiny quirks add character and rarity to the coin. Other errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks, turn ordinary pennies into unique artifacts of minting history. No two errors are exactly alike. These error coins often slip unnoticed into circulation, waiting for a sharp-eyed collector to discover them decades later. That thrill of discovery is part of what makes the 1950 penny so exciting. Collectors also value the aesthetic qualities of these coins. Some prefer rich, chocolate brown examples, while others seek bright red uncirculated pieces that glow as if they were minted yesterday. The Wheat Penny design itself, with its simple beauty, adds to the charm. It was eventually replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, making every Wheat Penny a nostalgic reminder of an earlier era. The 1950 penny also represents stability in the Lincoln Cent series. No major design changes occurred that year, but the coin remained a dependable part of daily commerce in America. It is this balance between ordinary use and extraordinary survival that makes the 1950 penny so fascinating. Millions were made, but only a few stand out today as exceptional. Auction houses and coin shows often feature 1950 pennies in high grades or with unique errors, and the prices they bring can surprise even experienced collectors. For many collectors, completing a set of Lincoln Wheat Pennies is a lifelong pursuit, and the 1950 coin is a vital piece of that puzzle. Linking the pre-war issues to the modern cents that followed. Even though the coin may seem common at first glance, the story it tells and the potential hidden treasures within its varieties keep it in the spotlight for collectors everywhere. Each 1950 penny is a reminder that history can rest quietly in the palm of your hand, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. And when preserved in extraordinary condition or carrying a remarkable error, the 1950 Lincoln 1-cent Wheat Penny has been known to achieve an astonishing value of $60,000. Top 3. The Lincoln 1-cent Wheat Penny of 1951 is a coin that holds far more meaning than its tiny size suggests. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of hard work, and a reminder of an era when every penny truly mattered. On the obverse side of this remarkable coin, we see the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln. His profile, facing right, was created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 and has remained a powerful national emblem for over a century. Above Lincoln's head is the proud inscription, "I in God we trust." To his left, the word liberty shines as a lasting message of freedom, while to the right, the date 1951 firmly anchors the coin in its historical context. If you look closely at Lincoln's shoulder, you will notice the initials VDB. These tiny letters honor the designer who forever shaped America's most beloved coin. Flipping the coin reveals the iconic reverse design, featuring two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This simple yet bold design represents the agricultural roots and strength of the nation. At the very top rests the motto E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. It perfectly captures the spirit of unity and growth in post-war America. The 1951 penny was produced at 3 different mints. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins without a mint mark, the Denver Mint marked its coins with a D, and the San Francisco Mint added an S below the date. Tens of millions of pennies were struck that year, yet finding pristine, untouched examples today is far more difficult than one might imagine. The coin was minted in the traditional bronze composition of 95% copper with a small mix of tin and zinc, giving it a rich color that deepens beautifully over time. Weighing just over 3 grams and measuring 19 millimeters across, the coin may be small, but it carries immense collectible importance. The year 1951 was a transitional period for the United States. The nation was moving through the early years of the Cold War, yet at home, Americans were enjoying prosperity and growth. This penny traveled through that very era. Circulation pennies from this year bought groceries, fueled jukeboxes, and passed through the hands of families building their futures. Each coin tells a story of everyday American life. While many 1951 pennies wore down from use, some were carefully stored away in rolls, envelopes, or coin collections. These preserved examples are the true treasures of today's market. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A worn 1951 penny may hold sentimental value, but a flawless uncirculated coin with bright original luster can bring astonishing prices. Professional grading services often evaluate these coins, assigning them grades such as MS65 or MS66. Reaching such high levels of preservation is rare, which makes them especially prized. Collectors also value the differences among the mint marks. The San Francisco and Denver issues often attract special attention, as their mintages were lower compared to Philadelphia. But what makes this coin even more exciting are the fascinating minting errors that occasionally appear. These mistakes transform ordinary coins into one-of-a-kind treasures. A 1951 doubled die, where parts of the design appear doubled, is one of the most dramatic and desirable varieties collectors look for. Repunched mint marks, where the S or D was struck more than once, also add character and value. These little quirks of history are reminders that even precision machines are not perfect. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets are other types of errors that can make a 1951 penny stand out from the rest. Each one tells its own unique story. The thrill of finding such a coin is part of the magic of collecting. It's not just about the monetary value, it's about holding something rare and extraordinary that survived decades unnoticed. Collectors also appreciate the different color tones of copper coins. A brilliant red uncirculated penny glows as if it were made yesterday, while deep chocolate brown examples carry a timeless elegance. The wheat penny design itself adds to the allure. It was later replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design, meaning every wheat penny carries nostalgia from an earlier America. The 1951 issue is especially significant because it represents stability in the series. No major changes occurred that year, but its presence keeps the wheat cent line continuous and complete. Completing a collection of wheat pennies is a dream for many numismatists, and no set would be complete without the 1951 cent. It is a crucial link in the long chain of Lincoln cents. Auction houses and coin shows often feature remarkable examples of the 1951 penny, and their prices sometimes surprise even seasoned collectors. Each coin is a tiny time machine, taking us back to an America that was hopeful, industrious, and filled with possibilities. And for those rare examples in mint condition or with special varieties, the 1951 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has achieved an astounding value of $56,000. Top 4. The Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny of 1954 is far more than just a small coin. It is a lasting symbol of American history that carries with it stories from an era of growth and optimism. On its obverse side, the coin proudly displays the profile of Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, which still resonates with collectors today. His image was chosen to honor one of America's greatest presidents, and in 1954 it continued to remind people of his enduring legacy. Above Lincoln's portrait, the phrase "I in God we trust" reflects the nation's spirit, while the word liberty is carefully placed to his left, reminding us of the country's foundational principles. The year 1954, struck boldly to the right of Lincoln, anchors the coin in its specific moment of history, connecting us with the mid-20th century. If you look closely, you'll find Brenner's initials, VDB, at the edge of Lincoln's shoulder. These tiny letters ensure his artistic contribution would never be forgotten. Turning the coin over, the reverse is dominated by the famous wheat stalk design. Two curved stalks of wheat frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design emphasizes both agriculture and prosperity. Above this inscription is the national motto E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This phrase reflects the unity that defined post-war America. The 1954 penny was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, while the Denver coins carried a D, and San Francisco pieces displayed an S beneath the date. Each mint produced millions of coins, yet after decades in circulation, most became heavily worn, leaving high-quality examples in very limited supply today. These pennies were minted in the traditional bronze alloy of 95% copper mixed with tin and zinc, giving them their warm reddish-brown hue. They weigh just over 3 grams and measure 19 millimeters across, small in size but monumental in the story they tell. The year 1954 was a time when America was booming. The post-war economy was strong, families were growing, and new technologies were reshaping daily life. Every penny carried a piece of that story. The 1954 penny jingled in the pockets of workers, was handed to children for candy, and passed from person to person in an America filled with ambition. Yet, while millions circulated freely, a few were tucked away in collections, coin rolls, and forgotten drawers. Those carefully preserved examples are the gems collectors seek today. Condition plays a crucial role in the value of any coin. A circulated 1954 penny may only hold sentimental worth, but one in brilliant uncirculated condition tells a very different story. Coins graded MS-65 or higher are rare, shining with original mint luster as though they were struck only yesterday. Such coins have become highly sought after in auctions. The mint marks also bring variety to the 1954 issue. Collectors often favor Denver or San Francisco pieces, especially when struck sharply and preserved with care. Adding to the excitement are the fascinating errors and varieties of the 1954 penny. Minting mistakes transform ordinary coins into treasures worth far more than their face value. Among the most captivating errors are doubled dies, where parts of the design appear twice. These varieties are loved by collectors for their rarity. Repunched mint marks are also of great interest. When the D or S was struck more than once, a visible doubling appears, turning an ordinary coin into a unique piece of history. Other errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets, provide even more diversity and make collecting the 1954 penny an adventure. Beyond technical details, the Wheat Penny design itself adds to its magic. Introduced in 1909 and replaced in 1959, it represents a nostalgic connection to America's earlier decades. The 1954 penny stands as one of the later issues in the Wheat Cent series, making it a must-have for anyone completing a full set of Lincoln Wheat Pennies. Collectors love the challenge of finding these coins in pristine condition, as well as hunting for special varieties that make each discovery thrilling. Auction houses often feature exceptional 1954 Wheat Pennies, and bidding wars sometimes erupt when two collectors set their eyes on a perfect specimen. Each coin tells its own story, but together they form a chapter of American life, a chapter where every cent carried meaning, value, and a sense of national pride. When you hold a 1954 penny, you are holding a piece of a bygone America, one that still speaks through its artistry and preservation. And for those extremely rare, flawless examples preserved in outstanding condition, the 1954 Lincoln 1-cent Wheat Penny has reached an astonishing value of $149,000. Top 5. The Lincoln 1-cent Wheat Penny of 1957 is a small yet mighty artifact of American history, a coin that has traveled through countless hands and still manages to capture the fascination of collectors everywhere. The obverse design showcases the profile of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, who created this design back in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto "I in God We Trust," proudly representing the values and faith of the United States. To the left side of Lincoln's portrait, the word liberty is neatly struck, reminding us of one of the country's most important ideals. On the right side of Lincoln rests the year 1957, anchoring this coin to the late 1950s, an era of post-war prosperity and cultural change in America. If you look closely, you'll see Brenner's initials, VDB, at the bottom of Lincoln's shoulder, preserving the identity of the man who crafted this timeless design. Flipping the coin to its reverse, you are greeted by the classic wheat ears design, with two stylized stalks of wheat curving along the edges of the coin. At the center, boldly inscribed, are the words 1 cent and United States of America, ensuring the coin's denomination and origin. Above those inscriptions lies the phrase E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one, symbolizing the unity of the nation. The 1957 penny was struck at two different mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia mint coins carried no mint mark, while the Denver mint coins bear a small D beneath the date. The Denver mint produced far more coins, making the D mint mark more common, but both versions still hold great interest for collectors today. These coins were struck in bronze, a mixture of 95% copper with a small amount of tin and zinc, giving them that rich red-brown tone so beloved by numismatists. Weighing just over 3 grams and measuring 19 millimeters across, the coin may be tiny in size, But its story is monumental. By 1957, the Wheat Penny design was nearing the end of its run, as it would be replaced just 2 years later by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. This makes the 1957 penny one of the final issues of the beloved Wheat Cent series, treasured for both nostalgia and historic value. Millions of these pennies were struck, and most circulated heavily, which means that today, finding one in pristine condition is quite rare. The condition of a coin plays the most important role in determining its worth. Heavily worn coins may be common, but those preserved in high grades are rare treasures. Uncirculated examples that retain their original luster can command strong attention from collectors and investors alike. Among the most exciting 1957 pennies are those with mint errors. These mistakes, made during production, give the coin unique qualities that greatly increase their value. Popular errors include doubled dies, where parts of the design are struck twice, creating an unusual shadow-like appearance. Another sought-after error is the repunched mint mark, especially on the 1957 D issues, where the D was struck more than once, resulting in visible doubling. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks are also fascinating varieties that make the 1957 penny a playground for error collectors. Collectors cherish this coin not only for its numismatic details but also for its connection to the past. In 1957, these pennies bought candy, newspapers, and small joys of everyday life. Each coin that survives today holds memories of mid-century America, a time of rock and roll, optimism, and growth. The Wheat Penny design itself adds sentimental value, as it symbolizes hard work, agriculture, and prosperity during a transformative era in American history. For coin enthusiasts, owning a 1957 penny is not just about the metal, but about holding a piece of that shared story in their hands. When pristine examples appear at auctions, the demand is strong, and collectors eagerly compete to add one to their collection. Even though countless were minted, the rarest high-grade examples or those with remarkable errors tell a completely different story about value. And it is in these rare, perfectly preserved examples that the 1957 Lincoln 1-cent Wheat Penny has reached the staggering price of $142,000.